For Tieltalk episode 23, featuring Gwen Berry, we talked about the progress she's made since me and her had our very first discussion, because she was my very first guest on my first episode of Tieltalk. We talked about her being interviewed by Don Lemon, her being on Uninterrupted with John Carlos, and much more. So without further ado, Tieltalk episode 23. Let's go.
Black star like the bronze bomber, I shine harder. Detroit red for my people who like the Godfather. We gotta talk economics, bonding and fill vaults. Here they give you the real pulse. It's Tieltalk.
Okay, I'm ready to do it. Let's go. Got a great show for y'all. Wait for some more people to go ahead and get in here before I start going crazy. Miss Lady 11, what up, Banana? Thank you for tuning in. Waiting on some more people to go ahead, slide up in here. I got a great show for y'all. Like, I'm so geek for this one. Y'all don't even know. Like, y'all just do not know how excited I am about what I got for y'all. Oh man, it's been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming. But I'm gonna go ahead and wait for a couple more people to go ahead, slide on up in here, and then we can get this thing rolling. Got something good for y'all. Y'all gonna enjoy this one. My next guest is probably the most high-profile person that I've ever had on Tieltalk. She started us off, and now she coming back again, round 2. That's what we gonna do. Yeah, I know what it is when y'all hear that. For my people who like the Godfather.
We gotta talk economics, bonding and fill vaults.
Here to give you that real pulse. It's Tieltalk. Shout out to TJ Lindsay, Tieltalk alum, made that verse for me. He put that together real quick, and I absolutely love it. So we gonna run that back for y'all.
Detroit red for my people who like the Godfather. We gotta talk economics, bonding and fill
Yeah, I
vaults.
see you
Here
need.
they give you the real pulse. It's Tieltalk.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So if y'all didn't get a chance to go ahead and check out Tieltalk episode 22, I had the honor of having one of my mentors, one of my brothers, longtime friends, barber, entrepreneur, business owner, Michael Conley. He showed me the ropes when I was younger. He always gave me some great advice every time I was in that chair. It was like a little therapy session, I would say. But, you know, he just one of those barbers that would always kick game and really give me knowledge that I needed. And so if y'all didn't get a chance to go ahead and to listen to that, it's actually on YouTube. The link is in my bio. Put a snippet on my feed, on my timeline, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get y'all right, get us prepped for what we got ahead of us. So I don't know if y'all remember my day ones. Y'all probably do. The last time I had Gwen Berry, Wi-Fi was acting up. You know, I kind of felt like I needed to have her back, because the gem she was dropping was so powerful. She's so smart, so intelligent. The words she speak, not only that, but, you know, she's from the Show Me State. Shout out to Gwen Berry, St. Louis representative. And everything that she said, she's done. And from the last time me and her talked, it's been so much stuff that happened that, you know, with things that go on, especially with sports, you know, you look up and Gwen Berry's on CNN, you look up and Gwen Berry's on Uninterrupted. So it's a lot of things that she's been saying that matches her action. So without further ado, let me give y'all the intro. So Gwen Berry, world-class athlete, started her hammer throw career 2008 at Southern Illinois Carbondale. That's actually where I met her, because I started my playing career at the same school. Shout out to the Salukis. She gained notoriety in 2016, made her first Olympic team, broke the indoor world record in hammer throw. If y'all ever just seen Gwen, like, she is a world-class athlete. If you look at her body, if you look at her, you can tell that she is in the gym, getting right, working on her body, and that's what an Olympian's body should look like. She's involved with Athletes Igniting Action with the Muhamed Ali Center, as well as Athletes for Hope. Berry is also a human rights activist. The 2016 Olympian and Activist was named the 2020 Toyota Humanitarian Award recipient for her continued activism, bringing awareness and educating others on issues of social justice. Now, Berry has continued to expand her platform by founding her own company, Activist Athlete. Check me out. Come on, Gwen. You know how I get down. You know when I told you I ordered it, you know how we do. Activist Athlete. I got it on right now. Activist Athlete focuses on encouraging athletes to stand up for social justice issues and inequality. Not only does the brand support the messages of those athletes, but when they are punished for utilizing their voices, Gwen, in collaboration with Color of Change, hopes to financially support athletes so they can compete in their respective sporting events. Man, she really is like that. Like, she's really been in her bag since the last time we talked. Gwen is also the 2020 Tokyo Olympic finalist and Puma ambassador. Since raising her fist at the podium, elite hammer thrower and activist Gwen Berry has become one of the most outspoken leaders in the sports, fighting to bring awareness to issues of social injustice in the United States. Berry has also used her voice to speak powerfully on her social media platforms and in dozens of interviews with the media and on podcasts such as the one today, Tieltalk, to educate others on issues facing Black Americans and Black female athletes. So without further ado, let's welcome Gwen Berry. Let me go ahead and give her an invite. Gwen, what up?
Hey,
What
Tim,
up,
what's
man?
going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, everybody. Okay, I see we
Yeah,
got some
y'all
folks
coming
joining.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I know you're going to bring the whole block out. I already know how that go. Already know how that goes. So for those of y'all that just joining us, I gave the intro and I told them last time me and you talked, the Wi-Fi was acting a little janky. So I felt like I
Yeah,
had to do a part. I had to do a part two.
right.
And, since the last time we talked, it's been so much that has happened with you. Like, it's so much. I'm so
When
excited.
did we talk last? I can't even.
That
It was
it's
before
been
the
a while.
Olympics,
That would have
huh?
been, yes, that would have been June,
Yeah,
I believe, sometime
yeah.
over the summer. And I was just telling them, look, come on now. I got the shirt. I had to bring the activist athlete shirt
Oh
out just for this
yeah,
occasion. I've been having it on tuck just for
yeah.
you. So, like I said, it's so much stuff that's been going on with you that I really want to talk about. But first, like, you've been on Uninterrupted. You've been on CNN Live with Don Lemon. You've been like on Real Sports with Brian Gumble. Like,
Oh
you've been
yeah,
doing all of this stuff. Like, first of all, I want to talk about being featured on CNN Live with Don Lemon. What was that
yeah.
experience like?
Don Lemon has kind of always been supportive of me. Even when I made my first dance in 2018, 2019, he's
Mm-hmm.
always like kind of been on my side, on my team, for us. So, um, the first time I talked to him, I was kind of nervous or whatever because, of course, it is CNN, it's like a big network, whatever. But
Right.
after that, like our second interview, it was a little bit better. Like I had known him, we had talked, before the interview, we talked a little bit after the interview.
Mm-hmm.
So it was different, but I feel like he really, really, really wanted to know like my side of the story in all things. So I was really appreciative of that.
Well, that was what's up. But when I had seen that, I'm like, wow, Gwen is really taking off. Like, no, but that's the type of thing that I like to see, because the last time we talked, you was talking about how I asked you a question about athletes being scared to protest, and you was like, well, make sure
Hmm.
you talk to your coaches, make sure you understand the repercussions that could happen if you do protest, because
Yep.
you can lose something. And you was like, I lost a lot. And now life
Mm-hmm.
comes full circle,
Oh
because
yeah.
right after you said that, now everything started to kind of ramp up for you. So now I want to talk about real sports with Bryant Gumbel.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all talked about the IOC came out with the Rule 50. Just to quote a little bit of it, it said no kind of demonstration or political, religious, nor racial propaganda will be permitted at the Olympics. What was your initial thoughts when you heard that or read it, or however that information got to you? What did you think?
The first time I read that stanza in the rules is when I made my first, basically like my first junior team. So I
Mm-hmm.
made my first junior team in like, I want to say 2014. And so like that
Mm-hmm.
always kind of stuck with me. It always kind of gave me a bad feeling. Like I never really cared for it. So, when we were talking, um, on HBO, like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, a lot of people don't even know that that is the contract that athletes have to sign. Like we always have to sign that no matter what team we make. Junior team, senior team, that's the very thing that you have to sign. But they changed it when Colin
Right.
Kaepernick did his protest. So it kind of like made it like directed to black people, it was like, okay, or raising of the fist. So that was the biggest
Basically.
issue, right? It was targeting black people. So anytime I've ever read that, it's always been a problem. So it wasn't anything new to me. It was just new to the world.
And so, speaking of raising your fist, you was able to do a photo shoot with John Carlos on Uninterrupted. How was
Oh
that? That
yeah.
looks so lit.
So I mean that photo shoot was amazing. Dr. John Carlos has always been a mentor of mine ever since my stance in 2019, and I feel like us joining forces and coming together before the Olympic Games, I feel like it was very important, very necessary, just to be a figure, just to show athletes like if you got something to say and you want to speak about something, something good, something that brings
Right.
about unity and justice for a lot of people, then don't be afraid to speak on it. I thought it was brilliant that Uninterrupted, came up with the concept, and I'm excited that I was a part of it for sure.
Well, that was great. When I seen that picture, it was so lit, because you talk
Yeah.
about sacrificing. I mean, you can't talk about sacrifice and protesting without, John Carlos and Tommy Smith. So those are the two
Yeah.
people, and of course Colin Kaepernick. When you really think
Mm.
about protesting, and now, you've reached that level to where we can throw Gwen Berry in there, because
Mm.
now you've reached this level of, okay, you talk about protest, all these people, Gwen Berry, and now the trolls come out now.
Oh
So
man.
let's talk about the trolls. And it's funny because I don't think I never told you this. So after our interview initially in the summer,
uh.
and then you protested, and it was so many people commenting on my video. Of course, it was
Really?
racist. I'm talking about
Let me
racist,
tell you, black
sexist.
people cannot be racist. Black people cannot be racist. I
Hey,
hate when people say that. People don't even know the meaning of racism. Black people cannot be
right,
racist. We do not control anything. We do not own anything. We cannot, affect any culture, any nation. We have no power. We cannot be racist. That's number one. But yeah,
right.
I feel like a lot of my friends and supporters was getting that. I know you, this girl who did my hair that I added, like a lot of people was like, Gwen, these people on my page, and I'm just like, man, I had to stop adding people because I just felt bad about it for real.
Yeah, you want to know what? I was looking at it like, hey, if you ain't got haters, you really ain't popping. You ain't doing something right. So the fact
That's
that,
true.
they was coming, and like the stuff that they was writing was very racist. Like
Crazy.
very like stuff. I ain't even gonna repeat it, but you already know, what the trolls do, and
Oh
how the
yeah.
trolls come.
Oh yeah.
And but since then, you've been doing so much. So let's talk about, you're sponsored by Color of Change and
Mhm.
Puma. How did those two things come about?
So Color Change reached out to me, just pro bono. Like they just reached out to me and they was just like, Gwen Berry, you know, we've seen what you've been doing. We want to stand behind you. You know, we want to know more about your story because at that time I had did the New York Times piece. So like they was just like, we want to support you. Like, how can we get you to the Olympic Games and make sure you don't quit and make sure, you know, you have everything that you need. So they reached out to me just by themselves. But you know, Color of Change, they do a lot of advocacy. They do a lot of work with the Black communities in tech, civil rights, social justice, like every aspect of it. So you know, them reaching out to me was very, very heartwarming. I feel like they've done so much for me. And honestly, besides, you know, my coaches, my family, my friends, they were one of the main reasons why I did not quit. And I did, you know, go on to make it to the Olympic Games. And then Color of Change, they advocated for me so heavily that Puma wanted to join forces with them. And they decided to sponsor me to make sure, you know, I had everything I needed to, you know, continue to push forward to the Olympic Games because they feel like my voice and my message and just my essence was needed, especially during 2020, 2021.
Of course, it definitely was. It really was. And to have somebody like you who, you know, your actions are matching your words. Like the people y'all just joining when I gave the intro, she from the Show Me State. You
Oh
know, that's why I
yeah,
try to tell people like you can
STL.
say a lot. Yeah, like you can
STL.
say a lot. You can say a lot, but if your actions are not matching up, then you know I'm looking at you funny style. And with you, all of the protests and everything that was going on, I honestly was just I was just so proud because definitely a St. Louis native, Carbondale and all of that. But more
Oh yeah.
importantly, like when you say like, no, this is who I want to fight for, and this is what I'm doing, and you go out there and you do it. And one of the best moments I think is at the Olympics when you came out, had your braids, you was doing your thing, you threw the fist up.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
nah, that was so powerful
Oh
because
yeah.
you know, for people that didn't know you, or if they knew you, it really solidified your stance with
Oh yeah.
everything. You like, look, everything I fight for, everything I'm saying, everything I'm doing, I'm at the biggest stage, and it don't get no bigger than this.
Oh yeah.
And you can see me up there like that. So what was that moment like for you?
That moment was important. Like I wanted to make sure that anytime I was introduced at any track meet, especially like the Olympic Games and the trials, that you know I represented my people. Like I did the same
For
thing that
sure.
I got in trouble for,
Right.
and I was solid on it. I'm not gonna fold. I'm not gonna break. Everything was already taken from me. So what more can they do for me? Like I'm gonna make sure that people know I'm for Black people, Black unity, Black power, Black love, Black everything, and I'm not gonna
Love it.
fold.
I love it. And that brings me to my next point. I mean, you are the prime example of an activist athlete, hence the name on the shirt. So,
Yeah.
and I know in a literal sense, you know, that's what it means, but why did you choose the words freedom, power, and purpose on the back of the shirt? So that's what's on the back of my shirt, y'all. Y'all can't really see it, but on the front it says activist athlete, and on the back it says freedom, power, purpose. Why did you choose those three words to put on the shirt?
I think I chose those words because my coach, Mr. Matt, him and I had a lot of conversation about just everything that's been going on around the world, not even just America, but around the world. And we feel like those were the main words that needed to be focused on because that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Like in order to get better, in order for, you know, Black people to gain equality and equity, you know, we need freedom. We are still not free.
Right,
We still have our
right.
slave masters' last names. Like, come on.
Yes,
Like,
we
we
do.
not free. So that's number one. And in order to do anything, to get anywhere, you got to be free to do it. True
Yeah.
freedom, you know. Power, you know, of course, they've taken everything from us, even our minds. They teach
Mm-hmm.
us that we're nothing but slaves. They take away our power because we don't know who we are. And if you don't know who you are, you lack that power. So that's another thing that's extremely important in growth. And of course, purpose. You got to know why you're doing it. You got to know why you're fighting. You got to know why you want to be resilient. What's your motivation? So we felt like those were the three words that, resonated with us and needed to be spoken up more.
Yeah, definitely a real one for that. And I just love to see on your page everybody that was actually buying the shirts and they was coming to support you and they was wearing the shirts, because
Yeah.
now some people will say, "Hey, Gwen, I support you," but then like, well, if you support me, the least you could do, buy a shirt. But some people won't do that. But for the people that did, I was
Mm.
actually I was glad to see that, because yeah, C. Mitch said pro-black. I'm with you. Hey, I'm with her too. We in this thing together.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy to see the support that you was getting, because I seen what you went through with the trolls. Like when people, and it was a lot of people, like I said, commenting
Ooh.
on my stuff, but it was also people DMing me like, why would you have her on there and she's
Yeah.
un-American and all. Like,
Ooh.
hey, we ain't got time for that. Obviously,
Oh
if
yeah.
you had time, to comment and DM me asking me why did I have her on there, like she's doing something right, because you making a positive impact on people.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm not doing
And
nothing wrong. I ain't kill nobody. I ain't, nothing. I'm just saying what needs to be said, and it's making people uncomfortable. So when people are uncomfortable, they hate you.
oh yeah, for sure. So when I want to take it back to when you first protested, like Did you really think about like the repercussions of maybe losing partnerships, sponsors when you originally decided to protest, or was that the last thing on your mind?
Honestly, I really didn't think of anything in that moment, but
Hmm.
how uncomfortable and how cap the American anthem is, the national anthem is.
It is.
That's the only thing that I was thinking about in that moment. I didn't think about the repercussions. I ain't think about nothing. I ain't think about the girls on the stand. I ain't think about the
Right.
people around us, media,
Hmm.
nothing. I mean, it wasn't even about that. I was just in a moment.
Right.
And it's crazy, like people don't understand. Like when you do something in a moment, to you it's not really that big. You just doing what you
Right.
normally do, or you just speaking, or you just acting. Like you really not thinking about everything outside of that moment. It's the world that kind of like blows a moment up or makes a moment what it is. It's really not you
Yeah.
yourself. It's everybody that's looking at you.
So can you talk about some of the blowback? I mean, besides the social media and all of that, what were some of the things that was a repercussion of you actually protesting?
One of the most surprising things, and I mean, I feel like it's still something that's been swept under the rug, is the call that I got from the USATF Foundation. Like, and that was
Mm,
immediately. I think that was the biggest thing that surprised me because I had
mm,
had a really good relationship with them, going into the Pan American Games and, my whole career, honestly, making my first Olympic Games, World Championships, and then going into the Pan American Games, like, after my protest, when they called me as immediately as they called me and threatened me, it was like, we don't support that. I'm just like, what? Like that was probably one of the biggest things that shocked me for sure. And that was one of my biggest, sponsors and supporters because, they
right.
give people about $35,000 a year,
Mm,
just for being an elite athlete. And I was just
right.
like, yeah, it's crazy. So
Mm.
yeah, that
So
was
they
that was that
threatening
was the
to
biggest thing.
pull the plug. Little do they know you ready for all that. You ready for everything that come with
Hey, they don't know me. And that's where they messed up. They don't even know who I
it.
am. Like
Right.
they knew me for the athlete, but they didn't know me for my struggle and for the person I was, which is crazy because um before they start offering people $35,000, they had a grant for $25,000. And I remember after my first world championship team, I had wrote them a letter, just expressing to them, how gracious I was and how thankful I was for the donation, right? And so what's crazy is I was invited to New York for a dinner with the whole company, and I sat right next to William Schwarzman, like the man who's in charge of the grants. And he said to
Hmm.
everybody that he upped the grant from $25,000 to $35,000 because of my letter that I wrote to him. Like,
Wow.
so the fact that I literally sat next to this man and he was literally like he kept me anonymous, but of course, like I
Right.
was the person who did it. Like he was just like, this person wrote a letter, blah blah blah. So I'm letting everybody know that instead of 25, I'm offering 35. So I'm just like, oh, I did something really really good for, like, for everybody, for all the elite athletes.
Yes.
And then immediately after I said, I'm standing for my people, people who are like minded, people who look like me, and people who struggle like me, they took it all away. So it's like, did you really care
Mm,
about me as a person, or as a token? Because I was a
right.
token. I was a
Mm,
poor little black girl, a great athlete that, the old America loved, you represent
right.
America. But as soon as I represented more than just America, and I
Hmm.
represented people who are like me, it was a problem.
And that's crazy. Like, and those athletes, it's crazy how things work, and I think everything happens for a reason, because you say, okay, I wrote him a letter, then you sat next to the guy,
Oh
and of
yeah.
course you remained anonymous, but it's like, really, if it wasn't for me, like, yeah, athlete, that $10,000 is $10,000. I
ten
don't
thousand
care how
dollars
you
is a
chop
lot
it
of
up.
money. Ten thousand
That's some
dollars is
bread.
a lot of money.
That's some bread, especially for an athlete. Like, a lot of the athletes got blessed, and I think it's just a trickle down effect, because you are the person that you are, and basically the gift that keeps on giving. Like, you
Hmm.
handling your business, and that affects these other athletes, and hopefully you can inspire them to
For
do the
sure.
same thing, to be outspoken, and to speak up. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So what motivates you really to really be outspoken? Because it's a lot of athletes out there, but there's not a lot of athletes that I can say is outspoken as Gwen Berry. What's your motivation behind that?
Um, I don't know. I kind of always been a loud person, but I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I always been like, obedient. Like I've always been like a good kid. Like, I got
Right,
into my trouble as, in my young teens or whatever like that. I had to grow really fast, and that really
right.
settled me down a lot. But I've always been a leader. I've always been a go-getter. I've always been that type of person. So I feel like once I understood who I was as a black woman in America, like who I am, what, my ancestors, who they were, like how much power
Right.
they had and how smart they were, and like, how intelligent they were and how influential they were. I feel like that kind of elevated my loudness to a whole nother level. And I feel like, the fact that I could be truly supported by my friends and family, I feel like, they broke all the chains. So I was just like, forget it. Like, man, I got a kid to raise. I got
Hmm.
siblings. I got a dad. I got, friends, all black, all struggling, all from the same
Hmm.
place. So it's like somebody got to help out somebody. Somebody got to say something so that, we can all do better.
Wow. Now, do you think it? Let's say hypothetically, if you had a conversation with yourself 10 years ago, would you even believe that you would be in the position that you in now? Is that something that you would believe? Like, is that something that you could envision yourself being or doing 10 years ago?
Mm, I no. So 10 years ago, when I was 22, I don't think, I didn't think it would be like this. I can say that.
Hmm.
Like I knew, with my discipline and with my hard work and athletics, I could go far.
Right.
I was an athlete's athlete before I was 3. Like I've
Right.
always been an athlete. I've always been a dog. So, I knew that I would be a great athlete. Like that's just how my father raised me. But I didn't think it would be like this. I didn't think that I could be a voice for so many people, so many athletes, so many black and brown children, women. I didn't think it would be like this.
Well, I'm speaking for everybody on here when I say I'm so glad that you really decided to grow into the person you are, to really speak your truth. And from you speaking your truth, you see all these different opportunities that you've been able to have, and you've been able to capitalize on. So I just want to give you your flowers right now.
Thank you, Till.
You really, no, for real, like you really using your voice to speak up for people that look like me and you. And a lot of people are in a position like you in, but they won't.
Yeah.
But the difference between you and them is that you decided to, well, look, I'm gonna jump off this deep end and whatever happens, happens. Versus the people like,
Yep.
well, I don't really want to do that because I might risk losing this and losing that. And like
Mhm.
you said, that's the last thing on your mind, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure. When
You in
you
the
in the
spur of the
moment,
moment.
it's no brain. Yeah, it's a no brainer. It's like you got the opportunity, and I don't believe in passing by opportunities. Like
Mm-hmm.
I believe in taking opportunities, especially when it's for the good.
Right. And it's funny. I want to share a quick story with y'all.
Oh
So
man.
no, listen, I can remember walking into the weight room, y'all, and I was a freshman. And I started as a freshman. I'm on an all freshman team in the Missouri Valley Conference. I'm doing my thing. But it's funny because we have first learned how to do a safety squat. So for the athletes out there, you get the bar, you got the handles and you squatting. And so I'm thinking I'm doing something. I had like 3 plates on there. I don't know, 315 through 345, something like that. And after we get done, Gwen walks in. I don't know who she is. And a couple other track athletes walk in. And I see them keep putting on 45s. I'm like,
Right.
what they finna do with that? So you started, I swear to y'all, no cap, it probably was like 645s on that bar. And she repped
Right.
it for about 12 reps. I was like, whoa. But that really let me know. I'm like, Gwen Berry. I'm like, the name sound familiar, but I don't know her. They're like, oh, she from the Lou. Oh, okay. She do kind of sound familiar. But listen, when you rep that weight, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, oh yeah, she for real. Because I
Yeah.
seen men in there that couldn't, like, at that time I couldn't do that, and I thought I was doing something with the 3 plates. But when y'all put
My
6 of
man
them
had
on
on
there,
3 plates, right?
hey, and I thought I was cool. So now I want to turn it over to the audience because there's a lot of people in here with a lot of questions. But what I want y'all to do is, if you got a question, go ahead and put it in the question box right there with the question mark in there, with the little circle with the tail right there. Please put it in there because if y'all put it in the chat right here, it's hard to keep up with. So y'all got any questions for Gwen, go ahead and keep them coming so I'll get the party started. So, I mean, you worked hard all your life to be an Olympian.
Yeah.
What was the
Two
Olympics
time,
like?
two
Like
time, two time. You
two
gotta say two
times,
time. You
two
gotta say
times.
two
I'm sorry, put
times.
some respect on your name. So two
Right.
times. What was that experience like in Tokyo?
I love Tokyo. Every time I go to Japan, it's always nice, hospitable. The people love
Mm-hmm.
you, the people respect you. People mind their business.
Right,
So I,
right.
I knew I knew the Tokyo Olympics was gonna be nice. It was just so unfortunate because of course friends and family couldn't be there. It was like,
Yep,
when we were there, all the athletes were there. We was just like, man, imagine if,
yeah.
COVID wasn't a thing and everything was normal. And yeah, it was just heartbreaking because it was so beautiful. They did a great job. The volunteers were amazing and so supportive. Like, yeah, the Japanese government, they always do their thing. Respect
Mm-hmm.
to them for real. It was an amazing experience.
For sure. That's what's up. Yeah, I was watching that and I was just like, okay, back to back Gwen in her bag. So we got C_Mitch71 says, have you got any support from any big time millionaire athletes?
Millionaire athletes. What type of support? I would say yeah. I work with LeBron James Company. A couple of
Yeah.
managers from some other athletes reached out to me. Of course, doing work with Dr. John Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got some good support. It just, I don't know, like that's a broad question, but yeah, I've had some support for sure.
It is a very broad question. And to add
Encouragement,
on to
standing
that,
with you, yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot of athletes encourage me, still with me. Yeah, I talked to the soccer player Sarah, the LGBTQIA
hmm
advocate. She's a soccer player, and they won. What they win? World championships. They won
they
something.
did. They
But yeah,
did.
she
Yeah, it
was
was
she was at
nice.
the Olympics, so I don't know if she a millionaire, but we talked.
Close enough.
Right.
So Ghost Tiger said, "Is beautiful Miss Berry single?" Oh, he trying to get them digits right now.
Dang. Dang. That's
You
how
ain't
we
got to answer if you don't want
feel.
to. She don't want people in her business, y'all. Hold on now.
Right. I am. I am.
She is, and she said you gotta squat at least 800 for 5 reps, big dog. So if you can't do
Right.
that, then you might as well keep pushing.
Look at my friend. Hey, Amy.
Oh my, hey,
That's
that's
funny.
funny though. He
It
tried
is funny, right?
it. He tried it. Um, Another question is there a track and field athletes association?
Yes, it's the AAC. They do some really good work. They're trying to do their best to make sure they support the athletes, make sure the athletes' rights are being focused on and vocalized. And yeah, shout out to the AAC. They doing their thing. They're doing their best to help the athletes, support the athletes, always be there for the athletes.
Okay. Brown Sugar High says, do a lot of black athletes come to you saying they wish they could be an activist like you, but are scared of repercussions?
Absolutely. I'm the
That's
only
a good
person that
question.
didn't. I'm the only person. Let's just say it like this. I'm the only person that didn't get that $35,000 from the USATF Foundation, and majority of those athletes are black. So that lets
They
you know
ain't need
everything you need
y'all
to.
money.
That lets you know everything that y'all need to know. But the thing is, we don't have enough black foundations or black owners or black billionaires or
Hmm.
millionaires supporting black track and field athletes or black Olympic athletes. People don't understand that Olympic athletes, we only get paid from our own work and sponsorships. It's not a business. We don't like have a union. We don't get paid
Right.
from the International Olympic Committee. We have to make our own money, generate our own money through networking and different other types of resources or working. An Olympic finalist, my one of my closest friends, she's an Olympic finalist and she works a 9 to 5. So
Wow.
this is real. And so when
Hmm.
you have white companies who are tokenizing black athletes, that's what you get. When they done with you, they done with you. And the rest of everybody will be quiet because they need that $35,000 to live. That's a lot of money. So
It is.
that's the problem. We don't have enough billionaires, millionaires investing in black Olympic athletes. So that's why our problems are always swept under the rug. That's why we are always targeted. Why we are always demonized in the media when it comes to the Olympic Games or any type of world event that does not support black people, black voices.
Ooh, I hope y'all listening. She dropping gems. Like, y'all, it is real out here. Like, for
For
these
sure.
athletes, y'all be thinking that it's sweet. Oh, they got this, they got that. No, everything comes at a price. That's one thing I
Oh
do
yeah,
know.
for
I was
sure.
fortunate enough to play professionally in South America, Europe, and China. And one thing I know is as an athlete, you either gonna get in line or not. And when you're not in line, they gonna tell you, well, we ain't gonna pay you this money. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and and you ain't over there on vacation. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing everything you doing just to go over there and be on vacation. So
Oh yeah.
okay,
Oh yeah. It's real. It's real.
okay. So the voice of DFW said, just wanted to say proud of you because I know the struggles.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And somebody, yeah, for 1057, 2024, are you in or out? What's up?
Ah!
That's a good question. What's up?
We'll see.
Ooh, to be continued. She can't
To
give
be
y'all, she can't give
continued.
all of it away now. She can't give it all away. Y'all
To
gonna
be
have to wait for that
continued. To be continued.
one.
He
Okay.
said, "Are you in
Uh,
or out?" Straight like that.
Facts. Hey, that, like, stop
Dang.
playing.
Right.
Let me see. Wide Out Four says, I don't know if this was covered yet, but what is your relationship or how are you viewed within the professional black track community for your stance with athletes? Um, Athletes do not share such a social stance. Come on, Wide, I'll get it right. Don't have me look
Um,
illiterate. Type that
what's
right.
my relationship with them?
Yep.
Um, I have a good personal relationship with a lot of athletes who, you know, who hasn't really spoken too much, but like, you know, stand with me how they choose to stand with me. Like, you can't make
Mm-hmm.
everybody be loud and, you know, bold or
Facts.
whatever about like who they stand with and who they don't stand with. Like, everybody moves how they need to move. And, you know, people have different motivations and people have different responsibilities. So I
Yep.
do have a lot of support privately. And I do have some support openly.
Okay. Okay, so the voice of DFW in or out, what does that mean? She was talking about
The
2024, the
Olympic
Olympics.
Games.
Yeah, getting ready.
Paris.
You in or out? Let me see. Somebody just says Miss Berry. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, hello. She here in the flesh. Don't waste the opportunity. You tripping now. We ain't got her all night, y'all. We don't have her all night. So we'll just do a couple more questions.
Some people, their
Okay.
money dictates their character, definitely, especially when you broke, man. Especially when you broke.
Okay. Here
That's
we
the first
go.
place they hit you.
Isaiah Bullock, Ms. Berry, are you available for speaking engagement with youth track and field?
DM me, please.
Hey, it must be nice to just be able to hop on Tieltalk and ask. And she said, DM me. All right, you
DM
gotta
me.
go the long way around here, but nah, for real though, for real, I ain't hating though. Go ahead and handle that, cause she
She said
definitely
hates
gonna
white
give
people
you a
but
great
has white
interview.
hair. My hair, first of all, I never said I hate white people, and my hair don't dictate who I am, baby. Whoever that is, sorry.
Facts. And little do they know it's tribes in Africa who got naturally blonde hair. So next,
And little do they know the black woman created everybody, black, white, all the above.
that
Next.
part. Next, you got hey, but it wouldn't be Teal Talk featuring Gwen Berry without trolls. That's
Right,
our
of
first troll
course.
site. Give it up for that troll. That's the
Oh my
weakest troll I ever
God.
seen.
They can't help it. You know, still to this
Make it
day, I have people like I literally have comments still to this day, like on my page, about like about stuff that I did in 20. It's like, dang, do y'all have a life? Do y'all have anything else to do? Like, I'm chilling. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm trying to really make people mad. Like, come on. Talk
right.
about my
Okay,
hair. I
we
thought my
got
hair was cute.
hey, they better quit playing. Ghanaian Hammer Queen says, "Where do you see yourself after your
Hey,
track and field
friend.
career is
Hey,
over?"
full
That's a good
friend.
question.
That is a good question. So, right now, I am doing my master's degree in Tennessee State University. I am studying
TSU.
public health with the emphasis on cultural competency. So in the future, I see myself doing some philanthropy. I see myself trying to work for, you know, a couple of organizations, like to make sure that when we are saying we are investing in our Black communities, we see something from it. You know, in 2020, you know, the Black community garnished, you know, millions of dollars, and I feel like we're not seeing
Mm-hmm.
enough. I haven't seen anything. So I want to make sure that I am a consultant, director, somebody that, you know, when we are going into our communities, or when people want to invest in us or donate to our communities, like we we see something from it, and it's just not talk. So that's my plan for the future.
Very well put.
I know we is not talking about blonde hair and recessive.
Hey, it didn't went left in
What?
this month.
Right. What? Blind girl looks like Lenny. Dang.
Oh man.
The reason it's more common in white people is because they have more recessive genes. Girl, I mean, boy.
Your hair, hey,
What?
nah, your hair looking right though. Don't let them hate.
I
Do
don't
not
really
let them hate.
care. Like, it's, baby, at the end of the day,
Oh,
with this white hair, blonde hair, I was still gonna be treated black.
facts. It don't matter. Um, I like this name, Perk Nowinski. Says, do you feel you have made any progress in the athletic world with your cause?
Oh yeah, for sure I have. Um, I think I've influenced a lot of athletes. I don't know if you know Raven Saunders. She's another close friend of mine.
Yeah,
She was
Hulk.
able to, yeah, the Hulk. She was able to win a Olympic silver medal, and just because of our passion in the same things and our passion for our communities, she was able to take a stance on the podium. And I know, her gesture saved a lot of lives and opened up a lot of
Hmm.
people. So, and of course, that was brought about because of our relationship, because of what she believes in and what I believe in, and just having a lot of different conversations. So that's just one instance. I feel like a lot of private DMs and text messages, letters, everything that I get, it lets me know that I know I'm doing the right thing.
Perk Nowinski. Hey, that is a funny name, but you heard it here
That's my
first.
boy.
That's a funny name, for real, for real.
Right.
So we gonna do one more question, and then I'm gonna wrap it up because I ain't gonna take up too much of your time, Gwen. I
Okay.
really even appreciate you taking the time out here to chop it up with your boy, for sure.
No problem.
Let me see what else we got. Y'all in this chat is funny. Yo.
Let me test going in on my blind hair.
Like, what is
Dang.
y'all on her for? Like, stop playing with her blonde hair.
Right.
Hey, Blondie, Big Lenny will let you be as human. Y'all weird.
As fuck.
Y'all is weird. You want to know what? We just gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Gwen, I really appreciate your time, for real. Don't let the naysayers say nothing about your hair. But listen,
Friend,
as
don't
as
snap,
usual, you
friend.
exemplify. Yeah, please
These
don't.
cats,
Please,
these cats
yeah.
obsessed with me, bro. These
They
cats
is,
obsessed with
they
me.
is for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. As usual, you exemplify Black excellence. That's why I got you on Teal Talk. Thank you for your time. To the haters out there, keep hating.
Please
Please keep
do.
hating because that's what we need. Gwen, thank you so much. Everybody that tapped in and asked questions, listened in. Thank y'all for your time. Teal Talk, episode 23, featuring Gwen Berry. That is a wrap. Gwen, you take it easy.
Thanks, Till. I'll let you later.
All right. Holla at you.